Video marketing, the modern and effective way. To succeed with video marketing, you have to start with the basics. You can't just automatically assume, I know how to make videos and I know what my audience members want to see. So let me just get to the good stuff and tell me where to distribute my videos. If that's how you define video marketing, you're setting yourself up for failure. You really are. You have to understand that effective video marketing starts at the root. In other words, you have to start at the beginning, and the beginning of marketing, of course, is niche selection. Which market are you going to target? What kind of problems are you going to address? What kind of industry are you going to be in? You have to start with the basics, and most people do this in the worst way possible. How? Well, they read a book that says you should be marketing this niche. They have no clue what the niche is about, but since the book that got them excited about video marketing talks about that niche, they jump all over it. Or they have a friend who is successful in a particular niche, so they just copy and paste their friend's business. What do you think happened to these people? That's right, the vast majority of them failed. You have to find your own way. You have to be systematic and methodical in selecting your niche from the beginning. Otherwise, you are probably not going to make it. You have to take ownership of this process. You have to build your business from the beginning. You can't just copy and paste certain sections. That's just not going to help you all that much. How to do video niche selection. Here's the process that I use. This is step by step. It's very actionable. You can do it right here, right now. List down all your personal interests. These are the topics that you yourself would love to talk about, even if you're not getting paid. That's how passionate you are about them. This is a stream of consciousness exercise, so just write down everything and anything that comes to your mind, but don't edit yourself, don't second guess, and just write it down. Just come up with a huge long list, as long as you are truly and sincerely interested in those topics. Step number 2, identify the niche behind the topics. Looking at the topics that you have, identify them. Are they insurance related? Are they related to the finance industry? Are they related to marital products? Are they related to health and fitness? Whatever the case may be, come up with the niche categorization for what you're interested in. Next, you go to ClickBank, JVZoo, More Niche, CJ.com, and other affiliate marketing platforms. Look for those categories. Are there lots of offers for those categories? This is very important because you don't want to create tons of video targeting a niche that has very few products in it, or the affiliate offers don't really pay all that well. So, once you see that there are offers for some of the niches and not others, cross out the niches that don't have much affiliate program interest. Step 3, filter your list based on commercial value. Now that you have a fairly clear idea of what niches you're interested in and you filtered out ones that don't have any affiliate interest, use Google AdWords Keyword Planner tool. Type in the niches one by one. Look at their keywords, and most importantly, look at the CPC or cost per click value of the keywords. On average, how much do advertisers pay for clicks on keywords related to these niches? Cross off on your list the niches that pay too little. This tells you that the commercial value is on the low side. Step number 4, find the search volume for your niches. Again, using Google Keyword Planner. Just plug in the niche-related keywords for the niches that are still on your list. Your list should be shorter by now. Once you see the estimated traffic volume, delete niches that are too low and delete niches that are too high. Why? You don't want niches that are too competitive. In other words, everybody is targeting those niches. This is the first step for demand determination. The next step is to enter your keywords into YouTube as well as Google Search. What are the numbers coming in? Are there too many videos targeting that niche? Now, too many here is relative. Depending on your niche, too many can be 100,000 or it can be 10 million. Whatever the case may be, it's all relative, so again, take off the items from your list that have too much competition. The final step is to do a trend analysis. Now that you have a clear idea of the niches that you want to target, enter their keywords into Google Trends. Do you see the demand or interest for this going up over time, or do you see it flatlining or even declining? Cross out niches that have flatlined or have declining trend patterns. By this point, your niche list should be very, very short. In fact, there should be only 1 or 2 left. Once you have filtered down your list, go to YouTube and enter the keywords related to those remaining niches. Reverse engineer your competitors and create better videos. After you've looked up your niche competitors' videos on YouTube, you should view as many of their videos as possible. What do they have in common? What do they talk about? How do they present the information? These commonalities give you a head start. You're going to do the same. You're not going to come out of left field talking about something completely different. Instead, You're going to be talking about what they all have in common. However, you're going to create better videos. This is the key. I'm going to cover this in further detail in video 3, but I just want to give you a quick heads up. You're going to come up with whatever it is your competitors are doing on average, but you're going to create better videos. The bottom line, your mindset should be clear when it comes to niche video marketing. You're either going to dominate or you shouldn't do it at all. That should be your mindset. The key here is victory or death. Because if you're not going to play this game to dominate, then it's not worth playing at all. Because let me tell you, you're going to suffer from low return on effort. You've put in all this time and just get very little in return. You probably would be better off investing your time doing something else. Effective video marketing in a nutshell. What exactly is effective video marketing? What's the big deal? Well, it really all boils down to conversions. You can try video marketing, but that's not going to put food on your table. You have to do effective video marketing. There is a difference. Effective video marketing is all about conversions. The video has to play a role in getting the viewer to whip out their credit card and buy something, or click an ad that pays you, or enter their email address or zip code into a form. Whatever the case may be, the video convinces whoever is watching to take action that somehow, some way, leads to you making money. Clear enough? Well, video can do this in one of two ways. Either it converts the viewer directly, or the video is part of the conversion process. Maybe it happens immediately, or it can take some time. Whatever the case may be, video plays a role. What's so powerful about video anyway? When you're watching a video, you're actually seeing many different signals being flashed to you in the time span of fractions of seconds. You may not even be aware of them, but all these signals are being sent to you, and subconsciously you're putting these signals together. If you're watching a video spokesperson, you're paying attention to their facial expression, their demeanor, the way they say their words, and how quickly they're talking. These and other nonverbal signals paint a picture. It all leads to the question, should I trust this person or not? Which is very much related to the question that everybody asks in the back of their minds, what's in it for me? Video enables marketers to answer those two questions in a very powerful way, and it can be traced to the power of the human voice. The power of the human voice. When somebody is talking to you, they're making eye contact. They're also talking to you with their voice. You're not just hearing sound signals, but these sound signals pack a lot of value. You read in all sorts of meaning depending on the tone of voice, the emotions that you detect from the voice, and how quickly the person is talking. It's easy to tell whether somebody is confident or if somebody is basically tripping over themselves. It's easy to tell whether somebody actually is an expert or if somebody is somehow just playing some sort of role. These are the things that you really cannot quite put your finger on, but you know it when you see it and you hear it. A large part of this turns on the voice component. The two factors that I outlined above combine to produce the secret to video marketing. What is this secret? It's very simple. Presence. Whether you have some sort of explainer cartoon, or you have a slideshow with a voiceover, or you're presenting a video spokesperson looking directly in the camera, it all goes back to presence. Either the video gets front and center of the viewer so as to trigger the old sales rules, or it doesn't. The old sales rules still apply. As awesome as video may look, please understand that it still follows the same old rules. What are the old rules of salesmanship? They're very basic. First, you have to get people's attention. Second, you have to filter them by interest. Not everybody watching your video is in your target market. Not everybody would want to buy. Not everybody has the problems being solved by the product or service you are promoting. Many people who view your video are just doing it out of curiosity. Maybe they have nothing else better to do. You have to weed those people out. The video has to be clear in so many ways that it's only for this type of person. That's how you get interest. Also, the video has to be set up to filter people based on their interest quickly and efficiently. Next, the video has to speak to the viewer's needs. Basically, the video is saying, now that I have filtered you by your interest, you are watching this video because you have this problem. I understand that you have this problem, and here are the most common solutions to those problems. But here are the problems with those solutions. I have something better. I have something that is cheaper, faster, more convenient, more effective, and more scalable. Finally, the old rules of salesmanship direct us to call the prospect to action. You can't just tell them about a solution, get them all pumped up, and then leave them hanging. You're not going to generate sales that way. You have to call them to action, but here's the trick. You can't just say, click here to order now. That's not going to work because everybody's doing that. Instead, you have to tie the call to action with the benefit. For example, if you want to regain the beautiful and active life that you used to have before addiction, fill out this form and claim your new reality. Do you see how that works? Basically, you pack the benefits into the call to action and you do it in a way that triggers an emotional reaction. Who wouldn't want to get their old life back? Who wouldn't want to live a life of freedom? Who wouldn't want to get out from under the crushing weight of addiction or whatever problems people are facing? Video has to incorporate these old rules, and it has to do it seamlessly, quickly, efficiently, and in a compact way. Video and the rule of 8. What complicates video marketing is one reality that a lot of video marketers are completely clueless about. They don't even know that it exists. This is called the rule of 8. Some would say it's the rule of 7, but it doesn't really matter. It's all about multiple exposures. Let me ask you, when was the last time you saw an ad for the first time, clicked it, and bought something? I would venture to guess that those times are very few and far between. The truth is, most people would want to see an ad enough times for them to at least feel that it's familiar enough for it to be worth taking the risk of clicking. They click, they see what it's about, and then they don't buy anything. Then they see the ad again and again, and then eventually they click through, and then some of them would convert. The great thing about video is that you can override the power of the rule of 8. Basically, when you're promoting a video, the vast majority of people in your target market probably would not bother with it. But once you get a certain percentage to click through and the vast majority to bounce out, you would then have a few watching the video all the way through and then converting. In other words, its low click-through rate is more than offset by its amazing power to get people to dwell on the content. And the more they dwell on the content, the more they get branded and they can keep coming back. They also start changing how they feel. Their feelings start to change regarding your ads. You're no longer some sort of mysterious or unknown quantity. Instead, they feel that somehow, some way, they kind of know you. You're not exactly a stranger. This gives you a tremendous competitive advantage. The more ads you show, the higher the likelihood that eventually they would click through and make it all the way through the conversion process. Introduction. Video marketing is not actually new. Regardless of what you heard and regardless of how much hype there is in video SEO, video conversions, or video sales pages, video marketing as a whole is not exactly a new phenomenon. Video has always been around. In fact, its marketing potential has always been apparent to a lot of online marketing professionals. You only need to go back to the days of Real Player to understand the hype surrounding video marketing even back then. The truth is, video marketing's promise has always been well known. But what makes today so different is the fact that we now have the technology to deliver on these promises. People have always been talking about how awesome video marketing could be, but it was all just theory. It was all just speculation, opinion, and the facts were not there. The technology was just simply lacking. Thanks to 4 major changes, video marketing has become the killer app. It's always been the once and future king of marketing, but now it is probably wearing its crown thanks to the rise of high-speed yet cheap wireless data transmission. You can actually watch videos on your mobile phone without having to spend an eternity waiting for the video to download completely. We also have high-quality decoding and coding technology that is standardized. In other words, regardless of what device you are watching a video on, and regardless of which website you're viewing, the images will be crisp and the sounds will be crystal clear. Another technological breakthrough that we have now involves the price of storage. You have to understand that the video that you're watching has to be stored somewhere. It has to reside on a series of hard drives. That's not free. Thanks to modern technology, storage prices have really crashed through the floor. On top of that, the service that people offer to host websites has become cheaper and cheaper. Given this combination, video marketing has come to its home. It has finally arrived. But here's the problem. It is quite ironic. The challenge to video marketers nowadays is that video may have been the victim of its own success. The problem now is that there's so much video out there that most of them simply don't have an impact. They don't get people to convert to buyers. Fact. Most YouTube videos have very few views. Have you ever been searching for stuff on YouTube and noticed that there are a huge number of videos that have very few views? That is the fate shared by the vast majority of marketing videos on YouTube and other platforms. You have to wrap your mind around the fact that modern video marketing is both new and old. Depending on how you navigate these factors, you will either succeed or fail. Either your video is going to convert people into buyers, or they're just going to sit there on YouTube getting 0 views. What's new? Modern video marketing involves three new technologies that has really turbocharged its effectiveness. First of all, you can use software to create video. You no longer have to patch together or shoot video content by hand. There is all sorts of software that can help you edit, enhance, and even automate the creation of video content. Also, video marketing content is increasingly plugged into a larger marketing infrastructure. These are the blogs, social media platforms, so on and so forth. Finally, there are tools out there that would enable you to upload the video that you created without you manually going through all sorts of upload steps. With a few mouse clicks and a few keystrokes, you can massively distribute your video. Sounds awesome, right? Well, don't get ahead of yourself. A lot of marketers think that it's all about technology and that as long as they have the right tools, video marketing will pretty much take care of itself. Absolutely wrong. How come? You have to pay attention to the old elements that still remain alive in video marketing. Lose sight of these, and you're going to fail. These factors remain. You have to build a brand. You have to create a human connection with your prospects. Most importantly, you still have to walk people through the KLT, know, like, trust, buying process. Without these old elements, all of your videos, as awesome as they may seem on the surface, simply won't be able to do the job. Sure, you may get sales every once in a while, but that's not the kind of income you're looking for. You want videos that close the deal on a consistent basis, but that's just not going to happen if you disregard the old rules of salesmanship. These old rules worked in the past, they're working now, and they'll continue to work long into the future. This training steps you through the mystery of modern video marketing so you can set it up to maximize your ROI. This training is based solidly on the interweaving of the new and old factors that make up modern video marketing. The bottom line actually hasn't changed all that much. Just like with any other type of marketing, return on investment is crucial. This training has a slight twist, however. I'm also going to dwell on, to some extent, the concept of return on effort. Your job is to spend as little time doing something while getting as many dollars out of that activity as possible. Conclusion. The information I shared with you here enables you to take your video marketing results to the next level. You have to make sure you customize it to fit your circumstances, however. Only you know your niche backwards and forwards. At least, that's how well you should be familiar with your niche. The bottom line is, the more you do something, the better you get at it. So, keep experimenting, stay hungry, stay curious, and eventually, victory will be yours. I wish you nothing but the greatest success.